Ian Garry is a young, undefeated ranked Irish fighter who has a lot of hype right now in the welterweight division, and he's a guy that a lot of people are comparing to Conor McGregor. And it's not just the fact that they're both Irish and that they're both strikers, it's mostly because Ian is literally trying to beat Conor McGregor.
We're not here just to take part, we're here to take over.
Well, we're not here to take part, we're here to take over.
Shut your fucking mouth, you'll do nothing. You'll do fucking nothing.
You'll do all you want.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Besides that, the dude's striking is legit, and yeah, we did see him struggle when he came into the promotion, and we've seen him get caught before. But he's always learning from his mistakes, and we've been seeing him evolve into a better fighter. And at that time, I really didn't take Ian Garry seriously at all. Yes, that's right, I wasn't a believer. That was until he finished D-Rod in the first round with that head kick, and I was extremely impressed. I finally saw a real contender. And just recently, we've seen Ian Garry outclass Neil Magny for all 3 rounds at UFC 292 in an impressive performance, but I think it's still too soon to start believing in the hype because of 2 reasons. One, that I would argue that all of Ian Garry's opponents have been good stylistic matchups for Ian. And what I mean by that is that majority of Ian's opponents have been strikers, obviously, besides Magny. And for that reason, it's hard for me to believe that Ian's hype is real, especially since he wasn't even able to finish Neil Magny. While other fighters like Shavkat Rakhmonov or Gilbert Burns steamrolled Neil Magny like he didn't belong in there. Another problem I have in believing in Ian Garry is that majority of the top fighters are great grapplers / wrestlers like Usman, Bilal Muhammad, Kobe Covington, Shavkat Rakhmonov, to name a few. And it's actually hard to see him capture a title in this weight class since it's so heavily wrestling based. And it's just competitive as hell in this welterweight division. And let's be real, guys, it's quite obvious that Ian Garry is getting the Sean O'Malley treatment, but I think he's in the wrong division for that route. I think that's why he called out another striker, being Wonder Boy. And I wouldn't be surprised if he gets another stylistic matchup opponent and then gets a title shot. And look, I'm not saying that Ian Garry isn't that guy. For all we know, we've seen some crazy shit in the sport and it's very unpredictable. I just personally think that this hype train can end up being like Kevin Lee or Darren Till, since he hasn't been tested. Don't be a believer in this guy until he fights a real contender, not a gatekeeper like Neil Magny. And man, if that wasn't bad enough, it doesn't help that a lot of people are turning against Ian Garry for saying that he's carrying UFC 292 on his back, or the fact that he's been bashing other fighters for clout, or that weird back and forth with Neil Magny. Time will tell if Ian Garry is that guy, but what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Ian Garry is going to be a champion one day, or he's a dud? Let me know in the comments down below, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys on my next one.